So let us continuation of this topic. Today we are going to learn another method of parallel circuits, that is the phasor algebra, or you can say the complex algebra, or we can name the J notation method. In previous case, what we have seen, simply we find each branch impedance values. From that common voltage, we find each branch current, its phase angles. In step 2, based on I1 at angle, I2 at an angle and I3 at angle, so based on the circuit branches, we have drawn the phasor diagram. And step 3, so based on the I1, I2, I3 from the phasor diagram, all currents resolved into X components and Y components. From that we have found final resultant current I from the x whole square plus y whole square under root. In step 4 also we found that what is the phase angle, tan inverse of y component by x component, sigma of x component y component by sigma of x component, and cosine of this phase angle we are going to get the power factor. So that it take the some tedious work. So in this method the voltage, currents and impedances are expressed in the complex form. So you know the complex forms. What are the complex forms? One is a rectangular form, another is a polar form, because their calculators has a R to P and P to R, easy to calculate the problems. So by using the rules of phasor algebra, the solutions of all parallel circuit problems can be obtained mathematically with the help of the your scientific calculators. So this phasor algebra or complex algebra or J notation method eliminates the need of draw the phasor diagram. So if you have the command, you can enjoy the while drawing the phasor diagram. If having any doubts, you may get confusion. So that can be helpful to avoid the draw of the phasor diagram can be possible in this J notation method. Let us consider a parallel circuit consisting of two branches. So one branch having the resistance with inductance, another branch resistance with capacitance. So we will do the same problem with in J notation method. Okay. So dear students, let us see. Now what is the circuit is here given? So this is the one resistance, inductance is given, and here another resistance, capacitance is given, and this circuit is connected through source from this one. Okay. So what is the current? I, and here current is equal to, so take that another I, this is equal to I1 in branch, resistance R1, this is equal to XL1, R2, XC2. Okay. So here we are going to get the Z1, here I am going to get the Z2. Okay. This is the current. This is the current I1, this is the current I2. From this circuit, I am going to do the problems. Okay. So in Z notation method, what are the steps? Please listen carefully. Now we do this one, Z notation. So first step, you are going to find the voltage notation. You take the voltage as a reference. So this voltage as a reference, that is V at an angle of 0 degrees. The currents are either of this one, whether leading or lagging based on the branch currents. This current is the lagging, this current is the leading. Final what? I am going to find it. Okay. Now, so what is the V? So we can write V is equal to V plus J notation. J is a 0. What is the J? J is equal to root of minus 1. What is the J square? That is called minus 1. Already last class we have seen. Okay. Now, what is the Z1? Z1 is equal to, we know that R1 plus J of XL1. What is the Z2? Z is the branch impedance. R2 minus J of XC2. Why? So because capacitive circuit. So already last class we have seen. Now in rectangular form, so how we are going to do it? So first of all, if you know the Z1, if you know the from Z1 and Z2, I am going to find that corresponding I1 and I2 from voltage. Okay. So what is the current, branch current? I1. Okay. The first branch current, the branch current 1, I1. Okay. So we know the voltage is a parallel voltage. Okay. So that voltage by is a Z1. So then substitute the value, that is equal V by, we can write the R1 plus J of XL1. Similarly, you find that what is the I2. So I2, what is this one? V by Z2. Then we are going to get it V by R2 minus of JXC2. So these are the two currents. Now from this circuit, I1 we calculated, okay, I2 we calculated. Now simple add these two currents. So now total current. So total current is equal to, that is I is equal to I1 plus I2. So here I1 already known, I2 already known. Simple substitute V by R1. So total current is equal I, that is equal to I1 plus I2 currents. Okay. Then substitute the, what is the I1? I1 is equal to V1 by V by R1 plus J of XL inductive circuit L1. So similarly I2. So V by R2 minus J of XC2. So substitute these values. Then we are going to get the I current. The solution I can be obtained in this standard format. So what is the value? So we are going to get it A plus G of B format, that is called a real factor and imaginary factor. Okay. So we are going to get these values. Okay. In this case, in polar form, this is a form. So this is a rectangular form. What is the value? So rectangular form, we calculated first case, what is the Z1, what is the Z2. From that I1 and I2, we added the total current. In polar form, so that is a very easy. In polar form, what we are going to get? Polar form, just angle. So here what is the voltage? We take in the V at an angle of 0 degrees reference. V is equal to V at an angle. Z1, whatever the you calculated, So Z1 at angle of phi 1. Okay, so what is the Z1? Z1 is equal to R1 plus J of XL1. Okay, then what is the phi 1 here? The phi 1 is equal to tan inverse of, so XL by R. Okay, so we know the angle, we know this value. From that I can calculate easily what is the current. Okay, so what is the current now? So that is equal to, similarly we calculate the Z2. So Z2 is equal Z2 at an angle of, here I am going to get it, so phi 2. Okay, so this is the phi 2. What is the Z2? Z2 we are going to, that is equal R2 minus J of XC2. Okay, so phi 1 here, the phi 2 is equal tan inverse of XL XC2 by R. So this is a leading. So you are going to get is, you are going to minus phi 2. Yeah. Okay, so if you know the Z and Z's values, you know the voltage value, then I am going to get the current. So I1 is equal to V by Z1. So we known V at an angle of 0 degrees, Z1 at angle of phi 1. Then I am going to get it. So V by Z1 at an angle of minus phi 1. Okay, lagging current, lag. Now I2 current is equal to V by Z2. So what is the V? V at an angle of 0 degrees. Okay, then Z2 is equal to, I am got the Z2 at an angle of minus phi 2. Then resultant V by Z2 at an angle of plus phi 2, because that is the leading. Okay, so we know the I1 and we know I2. So based on these vectors, the sum of this vector I1 plus I2, so we are going to add it, that is a V by Z1 at an angle of minus phi 1, okay, plus V by Z2 at an angle of phi 2. So such as that we are going to calculate. Then if you know the final value, that is equal to I. So I am going to the I at an angle of phi. Okay, this is the method. Okay, so what is this method? J notation method. So very simple method. So what are our circuit? Where is our circuit? So this is a circuit. Okay, so this is a circuit. We are going to see it. The phasor algebra, complex algebra, or J notation method. In this one, 2 branches currents is given, and in this case we have calculated first in the rectangular form. In rectangular form, we calculated the all are written in the rectangular form. Z1, Z2 we calculated, and from that I1, I2 we calculated, and we added these currents. And similarly, in polar form, same similar method we calculated. So here, what is the V? What is the Z1 and Z2? From that I1, I2 we added it. Okay, so this is a very simple method to the calculations. Okay, so dear students, let us do the one problem. You may get the very good concept. Okay, let us do. Okay, now here is one problem is given. What is that problem? Okay, one circuit is given: resistance, inductance, resistance, capacitance is given here. This one is okay. So directly is given the 10 J of phi. Okay, so ohms is given directly, 10 plus J of phi Z1 is given, or happily Z2 is equal to, that is equal to 6 minus J of 8 is given. Okay, then current is given 15 amperes, directly current is given here. Okay, so you want to find it, this value. So what is the voltage required in this case? V is asking, Z1 is given, Z2 is given, current is given. Okay, so you are asking the Z1 is equal to 10 plus J of 5, sorry, get it. Okay, Z1 is equal to, what is the value? 10 plus J of 5 is given. Okay, so from that just you convert, Z2 is given, what is Z2? Z2 is equal to 6 minus J of 8 is given. Okay, Z1, Z2 is given. Okay, I1 is given, I total current is given 15 amps. He required what is the voltage, and is asking what is the I1, what is the I2, what is the I1 phase 1, what is the phase 2, and what is the P1 and what is the P2. Power loss in the branch 1, power loss in branch 2. What is the I1? It's a phase angle. What is the I2? The phase angle. These are the required values I am going to calculate. Simple, no problem. I can do. Okay. So here 3 is given. Now, so based on our method, so simply whatever is given, convert into the polar form. Polar is a rectangular to polar form with help of your calculators. So just 10 plus J of 5 rectangular form converted into polar form. So what is that one? So we are going to, by calculating 8.03, okay, at an angle of, what is the value? The 56.31. Okay, so this is Z1. So total value in the polar form. So this is a rectangular form, this is the polar form. Okay, R2P. Now similarly Z2. So that is called 10 at an angle of minus 53.13 ohms. Next, Y1 is equal to, better to do this in admittance method. Okay, so what is the admittance? Reciprocal of impedance. Okay, here, so Z1 is equal 1 by Z1. Parallel circuits admittance method is the convenient for you. So Z1 you know that, what is that value? Z1 is equal to 1 by, so Z1 is equal to 18.03 at an angle of 56.31. Okay, so then what will happen? So 1 by 18 we are going to get it 0.0555, and whatever the value it goes, it becomes the minus value, minus 56.31. Okay, so this is a admittance value. So unit is a mho. Here mho. Okay, so that means here Y1, what is the Y1? So Y1 I am going to get it, Y1 is equal to 0.0555 at an angle of minus 56.31. This is mho. So you can write the mho. Next, similarly, you calculate the Y2. Y2, what is that one? Z2. Okay, so whatever that we calculated, simply 1 by, so 10 at angle of minus 53.13. Okay, that is equal 0.1. So here 53.13. So that we are going to get it. So 0.1 at an angle of 53.13. Okay, so this is the another y mho. Consider mho. Okay, so better to convert this mho into rectangle form also. Okay, so then it is easy for us whenever we require it. Now these are the things. Better to convert this is a polar to rectangular, you convert it. Here this is a polar to rectangular, you convert. So addition is the better. Now what will happen? So now we are going to add it total admittance. Total admittance is equal to, that is equal to y, that is equal to y1 plus y2. Okay, so now y1 plus y2. Okay, so what is the y1? So by adding these things, so y1 we are going to get it, so 0.0555 at an angle of minus 6.31. Okay, now okay, what's the value? 56.31. Okay, this is the value plus y2. So y2 is the, what is the value? I am going to get it nearly 0.1 at an angle of 53.13. Okay, then so added these two. So we are going to get it nearly. So better to convert is the rectangular form. Convert rectangular form. Add it. Addition is the rectangle is the easy. Then whatever the value we are going to get is 0.968 at an angle of 20.42. Okay, so this is the total admittance. Now if you know the admittance, what is the value? So we know the V is equal to I into Z. Okay, so V is equal to, we require the I into 1 by Y. I can write it. Okay, then I am going to the I by admittance value. I is given. What is the value is given? 15. Reference is the 15. 15 at angle of 0. Current is given. By Y we calculated. What is the value? Point from this one. Okay. So 0.0968 at an angle of 20.42. Okay. Then, so these are the values. Then we are going to get it. Supply voltage from this one, I am going to get it. So V is equal to 155 volts. This is the final answer. At an angle we are going to get it. So angle of minus 20.42. So that is the branch is a capacitive branch. So current is the leading, voltage is the lagging. Okay. So this is the final value, that is equal 155 at an angle of minus 20.42. This is equal voltage. Okay, supply voltage we found it. So what is asking? We asked the, what is the values here? What is the requirement values? Where is that one? Yeah. So voltage we calculated. Similarly, I1, I2 and P1 and P2 I am going to calculate. Okay, let us calculate this one. Now supply voltage we got it. What is the value? 155 volts. Okay, at an angle of minus 20. Okay, 0.47. Now I1 is equal to V by Z1. Okay, so here V is the common, so 155. Okay, that is we are going to get it nearly at an angle of minus 20.47 divided by 18.03 at an angle of 56.31. So Z1 already we calculated in first case only. So where we are calculated Z1, so Z1 this one. Okay, so Z1 we calculated 18 point, we are going to get it 18.03 this value. Okay, so now I substituted in this case. Okay, then I am going to current this I1 is equal 8.597 at an angle of minus 76.93 degrees. So this is a I1 current. So I1 current, I know the what is the magnitude, what is the angle. Similarly, I2 current. I2 current is a V by Z2. So what is the V? Same 155, an angle of minus 20.47. So this value it becomes the minus now similarly. So divided by Z2. So what is the Z2? 10 at an angle of minus 53.13. Then if minus here going to that one, so just we are going to get it that value. So here 15.15, so 32.71 degrees this one. So this is equal I2. What is the current? I1, I got it. So I1, what is the current? I1, I got it from this one, and similarly I2 is equal to, so 15.5 at an angle of 32.71 current amperes. They are also amperes. Got it. So I1 and I2 I know. So now P1. What is the P1? P1 is equal to I1 whole square R1. So I1 I know. What is that I1 current? So 8.597 whole square. What is the R1? 10. So by substitute these values, okay, then we are going to get that 739 watts. Okay, so similarly you calculate the P2. P2 is equal to I2 whole square R2. So what is the I2? That is equal 15.5 whole square into what is the R2? 6. So simply you multiply it, you are going to 14.45 watts. So these are the P1 and P2. Okay. So dear students, whatever he asked, so we calculated easily. Okay. Here circuit is given. So whatever the Z1 and Z2 directly given, better to do the in parallel circuits converted into the instead of impedance you convert the admittance, then the problem is very easy. So from this one we calculate the Z1 and Z2 and correspondingly and Y1 and Y2 we calculated total admittance Y. Okay, total admittance Y here Y. If you know the Y, so the basic equation V is equal 1 by Z. Then from this one I am going to calculate the what is the voltage. If you know the voltage, if you know the Z1, so I am going to calculate the I1 its angle. If you know the Z2, if you know the V, I am going to calculate the I2 at angle. Okay, I1, I2 its phase angle also we calculated. And coming to the required P1 and P2. P1 is the power consumed in the branch 1, that is called I1 whole square R. So I1 whole square R1, R resistance in the branch 1 and I1 is calculated the current. Similarly, the I2 whole square R2. So R2 known, I2 known. We are going to get the P2. So these are the required characteristics asked in this problem. Okay. So dear students, just you practice these problems. So 1-2 times do these problems, then you may get the commanding ends. Okay. So dear students, these are the parallel circuits. Okay. Please practice these problems with help of the textbook problems. Thank you for listening my class.